Okay, here we go. Okay, so today we have none other on the founder's chair. It's been so hard to get this guy on the chair.
What do you mean? What about you? What about you? It's been hard to get you here behind the chair.
But can I just read the CV quickly? For those who don't know, Thebe is such a legend, not only in the business space, entrepreneurship, but also he has a whole lot of history behind the marketing and branding space. And just to share with you quickly, just some of the nuggets. I mean, currently Thebe is the Hall of Fame Global African Branding Authority and leading advocate for brand-led African. And he has spent over 30 years shaping brands.
Check us out.
Imagine, huh? It's like
when you were born.
Yeah,
Then I started.
Then you started. I'm like, I'm now 37. I'm turning 37, and
We keep it between us. You're 30.
You've been on this journey for a long time, and not only have you started Brand Africa, not only have you scaled in basically being able to take brand 100. Top brand 100 into Africa as well, because now you see African countries actually being part of this, and it's something that you started.
Yeah, 15 years ago.
15 years ago.
Yeah, when I started looking at the leading brands in the continent.
Yes.
In terms of measuring the most admired brands by Africans.
Yes.
So that's 15 years now in 31 countries. And we do research in 31 countries. Wow. That's crazy. I know it's the most comprehensive, the most authoritative study of brands on the continent.
I love that, because you can see it is reputable. It's not thumb suck. It's not like one of those brands where it's like, it's really reputable.
I don't sit there with a smoke and candles and biggie bones and come up with ideas. No. So it's it's research. I've got two of the biggest research companies in the world working with me on this.
Wow, that's amazing. So can I just go way back? Because I remember you told me a story. But before we get there, how do you want the haircut?
First, we have a problem.
Yes.
Or we have an opportunity. How do you look at it?
Yes.
So
we have something going on here.
We have something going on here.
Yes.
We can feel the whole Bafana in the middle of my head. Yeah. And they probably will win if they play on my field.
If they play on your field.
So normally what I do is first I don't color my hair.
Yes.
I think we must embrace.
Yes, we
must embrace the age and the times that's passed. Second, I don't put lines.
Yes.
I try and maintain the natural line.
Yes.
Just a little bit of thing, and I fade my hair. I fade it. But now I'm worried that I fade here, but there's a natural fade here already. But nobody's going to see that fade.
Nobody will see. Nobody will see.
That's why I need to grow. I need to grow a couple of inches taller so that nobody can see.
Nobody can see behind.
It must just see me like this.
On eye level. Okay. Come I do that for you.
So that's it. Yeah. Pretty much close shave on the side.
Let me do that. So I got you. So let's take it all back. I mean, Kimberley boy, you went out and you got an opportunity, very first opportunity. Everyone was trying to convince this young man to sign up for Nike. And you, in that space, said, you know what, give that portfolio to me, let I handle it.
Well, first I didn't want to sign up for that. So
yes.
First, when they recruited me at Nike, I was like, who wants a job selling sneakers? Honestly, there must be bigger jobs in town than selling sneakers. Remember at that time when I came back from South Africa, I was a suit wearing, I was very well put together.
America, yes,
I used to work on corporate for Colgate in the main street. And now somebody wants to sell sneakers. I thought that's just the most embarrassing thing on earth. But anyway, so they sent me to the US. They said, okay, maybe you don't understand Nike. Let's send you to the US. So they sent me to the US for a week. And I'm thinking, here is a full expenses paid trip to go see my friends. That's how I look at it. So I went to the US.
So you go to the US.
So hang out, yes. I look at the space and I'm going to the building, you see Michael Jordan's building. You bump into athletes that you only read about. You see, and then, but we had a small meeting in a small room with one of the first employees at Nike.
Yeah.
And when I listened to him, he told me the story about how that brand was founded. Wow. How that brand was founded on trying to make athletes a little bit better, a little bit faster, and the personal touch. And they talk about the vision and the values most importantly. And when I came back home South Africa after that trip, they asked me, so you still don't want the job? I said, what do you mean? I'm waiting for the contract. Wait, so when you sign?
What you waiting for? What you waiting for?
So that's how I ended up there.
And that's how you ended up at Nike.
Because remember, the competition was between Kimberley and Nike.
Yes.
Because you mentioned Kimberley. Now, Kimberley is a country of first, a city of first, sorry.
Yes.
First street lights, first trend, first stock exchange in the continent. It's a city of first. That's why our number plate when I was growing up as CC, the city of civilization.
Is it?
That's at least how we interpreted it. We brought civilization here. We brought civilization. Because without Kimberley, there would be no
yes.
University started in Kimberley.
Yes, that's right.
So everything great in Joburg.
Joburg comes from Kimberley.
That's us.
So you have something there to...
They mustn't tell me about the present. Let's just focus on the past. Where we were.
No. But just to think about it, I mean, like, that's truly amazing to see that type of background and understanding exactly how you ended up at Nike and Nike being such a powerhouse brand.
It was an incredible opportunity, I think. It's a great brand. I mean, obviously, we went on to win, over 75 awards, I think over 10 Cannes Lion awards. Now, Cannes Lion is like this, the golden standard in marketing and advertising worldwide. So we did all that. This weekend, actually funny, I saw Rassie Erasmus posted a picture of the Springboks maybe it was 19 it was, late 1999. Rassie Erasmus posted a picture and it says such a beautiful moment in the history of the Springboks. We shot them on the beach in Cape Town, in the Western Cape. And I was like, that brings us great memories because we did great work. We were just, I think for me, we set the standard of excellence in marketing communications around that time.
And I'm sure the other guys weren't doing that back then. I mean, like,
but probably it was a different time. It was a time when first you didn't have darkies in big position.
Yes, that's true.
So that's the first thing.
So that was also first.
You had somebody like me, very high profile position, well known, working on perhaps at that time the biggest brand in the country. Perhaps even in the continent. So yes, everybody was watching us. So our job was to say, our job was to focus on building a great brand, not what people think. It was, and being black at that time, all eyes, I mean, we're still black. So I mean black that time. All eyes.
It's even worse.
So they knew, they were thinking affirmative action, you just got it because it's black.
It's
a different time.
What at time, was it much more difficult to break through? I mean, like, especially looking at just taking us way back, was it much more difficult to break through the corporate ladder as well?
Well, maybe yes, maybe not. First, when I came in, there weren't many of us, remember, there were many of us in these positions. But with the success, at least the foundation of affirmative action in those days, I think all these perhaps majority white companies, they just wanted any darkie in space. It was like, just find us any black. Find us any darkie with 2 legs who's breathing. And so our job was just with half a brain.
So you were there.
So then I think it was a surprise to them to find out that there were lots of qualified black people who have come into the country, who were outside, either in exile or who had gone to study or work. And many also in the country never had the opportunities. So yes, it was difficult to break through, but not necessarily. I think it was more difficult to be impactful in the positions because sometimes they bring you in, but you're just a token. So the question is, what do you do with the position when you have the position?
When you have that position. And what was your take on that? Because obviously we talk about impact. I mean, like, from a young kid out there that's trying to break through that, what is the impact that we're looking at?
Well, I mean, I was 27, 28 at that time. I'd only been working for a couple of years or so. And I think the impact for me, and I look at it now because remember my first year of arriving, I already wrote my first book. As I landed, I wrote my first book to try and conquer the job market, it was called, to try and empower other young black kids who may or may not have been been outside of the country or know how to compete in the space.
Yeah.
So I did that. But I think what we also did at that time was a nice, without thinking about it,
yes,
we were actually creating the template of success.
Wow.
Not for being black,
yes,
but for just being a professional.
Yes.
And showing that among us people of color who were previously excluded, we actually can compete at the same level.
That's true. That's so true. That's true because, because I think most of the time we look down on certain individuals based on the color of their skin.
Correct.
But it's not actually the case. I think a matter of much of that comes from our upbringing as well,
yes.
where we haven't been exposed to
yes.
certain things as well.
Yes.
And
yes.
I feel like that could be a hindrance. And if you look at what's happening in our world today, I think that much more exposure in the black and colored communities where we're from, you find that if we're able to enable them to have that exposure, maybe future will look much better.
Yes. I mean, because like you say, we came from spaces where we never thought we belong.
Yeah.
Or we're told all along and raised in a way that we're told you don't belong.
That's true.
That as a darky, you can rise up to the level of a policeman or a security guard or a nurse or a teacher. As a colored, you can become a supervisor.
Yes.
And as an Indian, you can become, I don't know where the Indian fit it in. I must find out. I must call them.
They went to the banks.
They went to the banks. So but people, we're sort of plugged in where we can fit in, how far we can rise.
That's true.
So I think the successes around that time of many people like myself and many others, there's many others.
Yes.
I wasn't a unicorn. There's many others around that time, told the story to the young black kid around that time that is possible. I think I wrote in my new book, the previous new book, The Traveler, about how some of the biggest CMOs in the country today, they say, we never knew that a person like us could become a chief marketing officer until we saw you.
Wow.
And they said how you did it gave us the confidence. But also you gave us a picture of what a CMO looks like and can be. And one of the guys who used to work for me out of interest now in my latter lives, used to work for me at Brand Leadership, said to me, he was trying to explain to his parents that he wants to get into branding. And he says, his parents says, what is this branding business?
Yes.
And he says, then I came on TV, I was being interviewed, and I don't know what I was speaking about. And he said to his parents, that's what I'm talking about. And the parents said, go for it, my child.
Wow. And the parents believed in it.
Because now they were seeing somebody that looks like them. And somebody who does what their child is doing. So we became the explainer, if you will, for a lot of the new careers that we weren't involved in.
And and if you think, if we should backtrack, I mean, like, if you think about it, you're like one of the trailblazers that set the path for us ahead. Because if it wasn't for role models like yourself, there wouldn't be a image to look up to.
An image to look up to, exactly. And I think that's what many of us, but also for me as well. So it wasn't just me for others, but also for me as well. Looking at people like, for example, Mos Leoka, I should say to Mos Leoka, who is one of the early trailblazers sitting on boards and all those, looking always dapper. I should say to him, Mos, when I ultimately sat on a board with him, on the board of Brands Africa, I said, Mos, growing up, you were my picture of what a successful black man looks like. So, and it's about that thing of remembering that we must always be present because somebody's always watching.
Somebody's always watching.
Because there's a kid now who's watching you.
Yes, that's
who's watching you. But there's also a kid before you who thought cutting hair is just like a firebrand thing you do on the sides. And then they saw how you professionalized, built a great brand out of this, and they said, maybe we can do better. And I was explaining to another Alex Molokwane, who started Alex Hair. So in the 80s, we used to go to Alex. We used to go to his salons. And it was, you have arrived if you cut your hair at Alex Hair. And that for me to cut my beard as well, by the way. So, because when you cut your beard, then you get ingrowns. And Alex in 1989, gave me the wall clipper. And he says to me, when you take this wall clipper and you cut a certain way, you will not get ingrowns. And that's how I've been using the clippers of
Ever
that
since.
brand since then.
Since then.
So,
this is
but Alex had
1989.
done so, and I said to him, before you even came around, I said to him, Alex, you've killed that brand.
Yeah.
Why can't you bring it back? So when you came around, you were walking onto the steps of somebody who said something else, and you saw the gap which was waiting for us.
Yes.
So to me, he gave an example of how we, as the young people as well, we shouldn't say there are no jobs, there are no opportunities.
Yeah.
We should ask ourselves the question: where is the gap?
Where's the gap?
That I can fill.
Yeah. Do you think word had been said? I think many entrepreneurs, especially in Africa, because you travel all Africa and you see exactly. What would you say? What are the ills of our society that's stopping entrepreneurs from passing over to the next stage?
Well, I think first is we're asking for permission.
Yeah.
We're asking for validation.
Yes.
Am I good enough?
Yes.
Can I do this?
Oh.
And that stops us. But also the third thing, I think, to me, that holds us back is this entitlement and dependency syndrome. So it's I'm black, I'm young, you should look after me.
Yes.
Why can't you give me the opportunity? And you know, people say that, well, our parents fought in a struggle, it's my turn now.
Yeah.
You must now look after me.
Ooh.
Instead of saying, why can't I create the opportunities? Your parents fought a certain struggle.
Yes.
Your job is to find a new struggle. I mean, 70% of this continent is under the age of 30.
That's true.
So if all those people are going to be looking for somebody to help them, nobody is going to help anybody.
Oof.
And if you look at in South Africa, for example, 7%, only 7% of the population pays tax. So 7% pays for 93% of the country.
93% of the country,
It's a time bomb. And you've got youth who are almost like 50% or so unemployed.
Unemployed, yeah.
But when you walk around in the streets, you see trash on the places, you see all those, and you say, but that is a job waiting there.
Yeah, there's a job waiting there.
There's a job waiting there. And when you go to restaurants, you see, let's say, for example, non-South Africans, and you speak to South Africans, they're like, I'm not going to be washing dishes. I'm not going to be waiting tables.
I'm not going to be doing that.
That's a job.
But that's a job.
So that's why half of the young people are unemployed, because first they're entitled, and second they're elitist, and they look at these things and they look down on them because they think that it's beneath them.
It's beneath them.
But I mean, when we were growing up, we had people who were collecting buckets full of gak, moving around from one place. We had people who were carrying bags of coal. They were pitch black at the end of the day. The people who were cleaning the streets. And nobody was unemployed. These days, our young people will not do that job because they say it's beneath them. Instead of thinking, if you think about some of the things, they all want to go to university.
All of them.
They all want to get a degree. But you ask them, so so a friend of mine in Switzerland, who's ambassador, said to me, the problem with your country, Thebe, is that all of them want degrees, and none of them want to do jobs. And it was explained that 70% of the people in Switzerland, almost 70 to 80%, do what we call Afrikaans ambag, like a trade.
A trade,
A trade. They are welders, they are electricians, they are builders, and all those things. But how people look down on those things. They think, I mean, if all of us have got degrees and all of us have masters and PhDs, who's going to work in this country?
Who's going to work? Who's going to do the work?
Instead of thinking of a PhD is no higher than a street sweeper. It is just another job. It requires the person who's qualified for it.
So I think majority of the time, people are looking at the glamorous jobs. Nobody wants to be the guy that's cutting the hair. Nobody wants to be the guy that is sweeping the floors. Nobody wants to do this type of work because they see it as you know what, it's belittling. And it's true what you say, because the mindset of the young people today, they don't see the heavy lifting anymore. You understand? Because now it's even worse, because now you have the Forex traders also coming in.
Right? They all lie down and send you WhatsApp and say, well, if you give me 10 rand, you're going to get 3,000 rand. And you ask yourself, where on earth is those economics working? It doesn't make sense. But then, you know, the other thing you said is that about cutting hair, for example. Now, next thing they see Sheldon driving a G4. A G-Wagon, sorry. Driving a G-Wagon from cutting hair. They don't go from the Sheldon who used to cut hair in a little corner, in a little salon, then he lost that business, came back, went to go job. They don't look at that.
They don't look
they
at
go
it, yeah.
straight to the Sheldon,
Yes.
who drives a luxury car
Yes.
and lives in a good, and they think that's a starting point
That's
for
a starting
everything.
point, and it's
but
not a
to me, it's not even a starting point, and
Yes.
it's not the example of what it takes to be successful.
be
It is maybe the end stage of what hard work looks like.
Yes, yes. And I mean, like, it's true what you say, because I mean, like, the guys like Alex and them, they actually put the blueprint in front of us and showed us the very first people that started to scale hairdressers and barbershops in our country was people like that.
Correct.
Because he had like 10 salons back then. I can
Right?
remember, yeah, he had 10
Yes,
salons.
yes.
10 salons. And then afterwards, then you had the guys like Jabu Stone that came to
at
the hair
Jabu Stone,
products.
for the hair products.
To the hair products. And they showed us that it is possible. It is possible to do these things. And just to show that there is a blueprint that you can follow, but not think about it that it's just a quick fix.
No, and also the other thing is that this is the relay.
Yes.
So Alex takes it up to 10 shops. Jabu Stone adds the product.
Yes.
The next guy adds something else.
Yes.
It's a relay.
Yes.
It's we must build onto the footsteps that have been set for us already. We must
Yes.
build onto the successes which have been set for us already, and not just think that no, I'm just cutting here. For example, I mean, we're just using that as an example. So, for example, also when I started in branding, I was probably the first person my skin color who started a branding firm. And they thought what I'm going to do is just blow up balloons and have parties and call it branding and pull up posters and all those things.
Yes,
they didn't
yes.
think of it as this is the science
Yeah.
of how you build a brand.
Yes, that's
and,
true.
But now they just want to come into the last part. And the last part of it, when is the event? When are we launching?
Yeah.
What are you launching?
Yeah.
When are you with me?
Yeah.
Where's the science first?
Where's the
they
science
all
behind it?
want the shortcut.
Yeah. And if you think about it, it's like what you have built, it also relates to your personal side as well.
Of course.
Your personal side. I think just to go off topic quickly, one of the things that you told me is that ever since you don't consume alcohol. And I think it's a personal decision that you have made from a very long time ago. Can you just explain to me why you feel that is important?
Well, I mean, you're right. I don't drink,
Yeah.
smoke, or do lines. It's
Yes.
never been part of my mojo. So, although some people think popping bottles and vaping and
all of
smoking
these things.
cigars is the mark of success.
the mark of success.
No, we've arrived. How are we going to have a party without this thing? No, I don't do any of those things. But I grew up in Kimberley.
Yes.
And obviously, if you go to Kimberley, you see what alcohol has done. Alcohol and
Yes.
drugs have done to my city. But also even here in Joburg, where
Yeah,
we all live.
that's true.
It's been destructive. But I grew up also with alcoholic uncles and grandpas. So we all have those examples where you
Yes.
look at that example and ask yourself, do I like this picture? Is this
Yes.
how I see myself?
Oof.
Are you with me? Is this what I want to grow up to
Yes.
as well? So,
Yes.
but having said so, it's not like I sat down with a pen and paper and thought about it.
Yes.
What I've done and the way I was raised is I was raised in a way that I just follow my voice, my inner
Yeah.
voice.
Yes.
I follow my inner voice and I don't seek validation from anybody else. So what my friends do has got nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
It's what my friends do.
Yes,
I
that's true.
follow my own intuition, my own voice, and I do. The mistake that we all make is when we look at other people
Yeah.
and we try to follow what they do.
What they do.
And we think that that's what should be done.
That's
we
what should
call
be
it
done.
peer pressure or
Yes,
something.
yes, that's true.
But to me,
That's
I think
true.
the only peer pressure I followed is my internal peer, is
Yes.
the person I could be.
Oh,
Is the
wow.
best that I could be. That's the only peer that I looked at.
Wow.
Not what other people outside of me can do.
Yes, and I think many of the times because we think it's a norm, because we come from the
Yes.
society.
We come from society, right? Yes.
And we think that, okay, you know what, when you get the job, the first thing you do, you make the
Multi-disciplinary.
yeah.
That's
and that's a norm.
Yes.
And that's a
No,
norm.
that's where we grew up. I mean,
Yeah.
I went to this friend's house one day and I'm passing and they had a taffeldonker. It was like dark. It was like, the dark beers. Well, it has to be green if you've arrived, but
Yes.
brown if you're on your way. So it was brown. And he said, what do you mean you don't drink? I said, no, I don't drink.
Yeah.
We went to his a bar and came back with a 6-pack of Coke. He says, you are drinking the 6 liters. I'm like, what do you mean I can't drink 6 liters of Coke? He says, what? Where is dropping 6-pack, dog?
Yeah.
You must also drop your own 6-pack.
Yeah, no, but I think that's such a vital point. And I think most of the time we tend to, I think like John Brown says, like, learn from others and don't do the same thing. If you see somebody's failing at something, try not to copy the failure of that person. You understand? But if you see somebody's success, and try to see how they become successful and mimic that and try to replicate it in your life.
Yes, to me actually is about, like I said, about listening to your inner voice. It's first understanding who are you.
Yeah.
So once you know who you are and what you are capable of, and what you want in life, then you don't have to find a reference point elsewhere on what you can do. The reference points are they only validate that you're on the right path.
That's right.
To me, that's what it does.
Yes.
You know, there's a guy called L. Ron Hubbard, who's the founder of Scientology.
Yes.
And he said something very beautiful. And he said, at the end of our lives, we're going to be asked 2 questions.
Yes.
One, did you do the things you were meant to do on earth?
Wow.
So in other words, did you follow your calling?
Yes.
Did you follow your purpose?
Yes.
Did you do the things that drive you, that you dream about, that you wake up to try and do every day? Not what people say you should do.
Yes.
And the second question is that should be asked at the end of your life is, did the people who knew you think your life was worth living?
Oof.
So every time, you know, that's been my mantra for 30 years. I've always asked myself, on my last day on earth, will people say, good riddance?
Yeah.
Or will people say, this man, as Mandela said, you know, Mandela said when I asked him, how do you want to be remembered? He said he wants people to say, here lies a man who's done good for his people and his country.
Yes.
So to me, that's how you measure success. That you were not a waste of oxygen.
Yes.
That you were not a waste of talent.
Yes.
That you followed your voice and you followed your purpose and you did the things for which you were meant to do. Not what other people wanted you to be.
Yes.
Because most of us, we spend our entire life trying to be what other people want us to be, and forgetting that they are being themselves. Yes. And we are going to go home to ourselves. And we are going to have this disconnect between who we are and then what they want us to be.
That's true. And constantly that fight going on.
That fight will go on until the day you find who you are. Yes. And then you're going to realize that who you are is a valuable contribution to society. That because God does not create useless people.
Oof.
Because every single one of us has got a purpose on earth.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why, you know, you look at a cockroach, you look at an ant, you look at a mosquito, and you get, as we say in Afrikaans, heartful. You're like, what are they doing? These things are irritating me.
Yes.
But those things are not irritating. Those things are at work.
Those things are at
work. They are hard at work. That's an industry. They are running their business there. That's industrialization. Are you with me? And so you should be asking yourself, what is your job? Not to doom them out. But that's why, you know, some people say, let me just help it out. Says, sorry, brother, this is my space. You mind for working your area there. Not killing it, just moving it out.
Just moving it one side.
And you know, a friend of mine was the CEO of Africa Wildlife in Kenya, said to me, if I don't see a cockroach or a fly or an ant in your house is dead. So now I'm busy, Doc. I'm looking for cockroaches because I need to make sure there are cockroaches in my house. I want to see there's a sense of life. I can't be the only one breathing.
There must be activity that's happening.
There must be a fakey going up the wall. There must be cockroaches. There must be ants. There must be mosquitoes. So I was in Namibia now for Christmas. And the bloody mosquito bit me in my leg. And then, you know, I didn't kill the mosquitoes. I just squeezed out that bloody sting. I was irritated for the next 15 minutes. But I remembered, no, man, mosquito was, not mosquito, sorry, a bee. A bee. And I was thinking, no, man, bee was working.
I was doing
I was in its way.
Yeah.
Putting my foot out there. It stung me, said, get out of my way.
Yeah.
It didn't kill me. It's just so the same thing, we also don't kill them.
Yes.
We just move them aside.
Wow.
So I was on the way of the bee. That's why I got stung. I apologize, bee.
That is the bee living in its purpose.
When a bee stings you,
it's
just to say, you are in my way.
You are in your way. Yes.
So then, Lelen, find your own space, dog. Let me do my own thing.
Yes. Wow. That's
So,
powerful.
because all of us have
Yes.
a purpose.
Yes, yes. There's a proverb that says, go to the ant, and it basically talks about laziness. And
Yes.
it basically just says, watch the ant's ways, because the ant is constantly busy.
Yes.
And it stores up food for winter, and it's constantly thinking about the next thing. And basically speaks about laziness, and it highlights about the ant just being proactive all the time.
All the time. We want to lie under the shadow
Yes.
and say the universe is not working for me. The universe is doing it. The universe is really giving you space to operate.
Yes.
You are lying under a shadow and under a tree on a shadow.
Yeah.
And you are complaining that the universe is not working for you.
It's not working for you.
You are the one who are working against the universe.
Wow. And you
So
know-
I apologize to the 50% of the unemployed people in the country. I'm not saying anything negative about
Yes.
them. I'm just saying that we are in a part of the world, times in society now, where because we've been raised to be dependent, that we now are, when things are not working out, in other words, when the hand is not feeding,
yes.
now we look at the world is against us.
Yes, that's true.
There are people, by the way, South Africa, 30% are on SASSA payments. That's a lot of numbers.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a
So
lot.
it means, but among those 30, there are people who are legitimately should bear.
Yes.
There are people legitimately that society should look after.
Yeah.
And there's also a good enough number of people who are saying to themselves, I am going to ask the state to look after me.
But what's your take on that? Because I mean, like, let's look at South Africa in a nutshell, and let's look at the systems that may be, and finding, like, today matriculants are getting their results.
Today, yes.
They're getting the results, and some of them don't know actually what they're going to do next.
Because I don't know what we've done in the education system here.
Yeah.
Because now it takes 30% to graduate somebody.
Oh, yes.
Now, graduate somebody at 30%, it means they don't know 70% of
don't
that
know
which they
70.
went to school with. So what makes them think that they are qualified to do anything, because 70% of what they were asked to do, they don't know.
They don't know.
So what are they qualified for? But it is not the fault of the learner.
Yeah, it's not a fault.
It is the fault of the system.
Yeah.
The system has let down the young people, has let out society a lot, because it means that this country of ours, South Africa, we're going to be run by people who don't know 70% of what they went to school for.
And imagine
imagine.
you go to a doctor and you go for heart operation, and the doctor tells you, know what, and you ask the doctor, did you, how was your school, how was your results? You only know 30% of what you learned.
So listen, give or take, you may make it. No, but I'm going to take my chance. I'm going to take my chance on you. With me. Yeah, let's say that's what it is.
And that's what it is.
It's a sad case. I mean, listen, I grew up in apartheid, under apartheid,
Yes.
and I think our minimum was 50.
Yes.
Because I think anything below 50, you're failing, you're getting Fs and Hs and double Es and all those type of things, but you were not good enough to go to varsity.
That's true.
The system was not perfect.
Yeah.
But it wasn't as bad as we've made it.
Yeah.
Because I think we have corrupted the system way. Our guys now, our kids now, boys and girls now, they've got better accents than common sense.
Wow.
They speak with better American accents. They speak English, but actually have no clue what they're talking about. Because as you've seen now, it has been established that kids in primary, I think most of them don't know what they are reading.
Are you serious?
Like I can't remember the percentage, maybe like 60, 70% of them cannot read for comprehension. They can read with a good accent. Ooh, they will.
Yes.
You'll hear them
but they don't
when
have
they
no understanding.
But you know, us with a bunch of education accents where the R's are R's and the R's. And then, you know, but these ones, they are smooth. When you ask them afterwards, what is it that you just read? Oh, I don't know. But they read it.
And
so they read to finish, not read to
understand. Yeah.
And that's a problem that we have right now.
I think it also goes back, and I mean like Mandela stood for education. And if you look at the leaders that was in our countries, and I'm thinking about a guy by the name of President Robert Mugabe, that stood for education.
We love our Robert Mugabe.
Yes, he stood for education.
And all of us have got faults.
Yes.
But let me tell you, those kids from Zimbabwe.
Yes.
And I'll give you a good example because I've been to every country, so I have a very, very good idea about the difference of the things. I went to the University of Zimbabwe a couple of years ago on a Saturday at 5 p.m. Saturday, 5 p.m. to the library. The floors were shining. The books were in its place. The kids were studying. And I asked the guy, the security guard, is it a woman? He says, yes. He says, now you understand why we are running your country. Because we are working here, we are studying. While you are out there popping bottles and champers on Saturdays, our kids are studying. Then they can skip Bay Bridge and come across and come run your country because you are not studying. Understood why Robert prioritized it. Of all his faults, listen, we all have faults. Robert, being the president, certainly had more than the usual, like anybody else, right? But the one thing he got right is to educate his people.
Wow.
You know, we have now even in South Africa, for example, and many other countries, South Africa, Botswana, and other countries in the SADC, you've got a lot of kids from Zimbabwe who are here who've got degrees. They are teachers. And they're cleaning our houses. They're doing our gardens because they couldn't get the jobs. But maybe, it's not like it's maybe our guys are right who are unemployed. Maybe they're underqualified because they've got teachers doing gardens. Are you with me?
Yes.
Thinking out loud.
I was actually at the fuel station in Cape Town, and I was speaking to one guy who was basically filling up my tank. I was speaking to him, and I could hear the conversation that we had. And basically, I asked him, "Where are you from?" He said, "No, I'm from Zimbabwe." And I asked him, "Okay, what were you doing in Zimbabwe?" He says, "No, I'm actually a qualified chartered accountant."
Correct. Is it infiltration?
Is it a
because you couldn't get the jobs there. That's what I'm saying. Robert did a lot of things wrong. And one of them was to break down the economy of the country. I said because of that, that's why we have all influx of these kids here who are overqualified for what they do. But let me tell you, I was in Kimberley I was in Kimberley to go speak at the Khale show, where I come from, in December, just before Christmas. I went to speak at the Khale gentleman's dinner, and I was explaining, and I asked this young man I saw bump into him. I said, "What you working on?" He says, "Trying to stay out of jail."
What?
And I said, "That is the problem that we're facing." I asked him, "What are you working on?" He says, "I'm working on staying out of jail. Trying to stay out of jail." That is the problem that you have in the country. A lot of kids are in a situation where they say, for me to survive, I may have to commit a crime, but I have to hold back. I have to try and withstand that pressure to do the wrong thing in order to live right. Are you with me? Because this is the country, our country is interesting. I always explain to people that as a South African, I always look at the country and say, this is probably one of the few countries in the world where you have to do the wrong thing to get the right thing. You have to pay somebody a bribe to get your passport in 7 days. The law and the ability of the country to deliver is 7 days for a passport. But in order for you to get it, you must bribe somebody. I'm not saying that's a scenario, I'm just using that as an example.
But as an example,
As an example, that we've been put in a situation where we have to do the illegal thing
to get something right.
To get something that is right.
Yes, that's true.
So you are not bribing to do the wrong thing.
To do the wrong thing. It's already there.
Are you with me? The wrong thing is that the system has been corrupted to such a state where you have to do the wrong thing in order to get the right outcome. That is our problem in South Africa.
Do you think that's not only South Africa, but you think that's
a continental-wise
well?
It's a continental-wise thing. I mean, I was just speaking as a South African, but it's continental. I mean, you go to Kenya, you go to Nigeria, you go to Ghana, you go to everywhere else. People always ask you at the street corner, what you going to do for me? You're like, I thought you already have a job. You're already a traffic cop. You're already a policeman. But the system is such that we underpay the policeman and the traffic cop to such a state where they feel that for them to survive is to break the law by asking for an extra 500 rand. Imagine if we paid them the equivalent of an extra collie for every day of the month.
Yeah.
They will not have to break the law. Because they always ask you for a collie.
They always ask,
Yeah.
Yeah.
About which can you give me something collie. So now let's add up the Coca-Cola.
Just add a Coca-Cola. Just put
Coca-Cola for
another
the month.
$20 per hour. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then give it to the guy.
Yes.
And then say, now you focus on
the
law.
Yes. And
making
you
sure
focus
that
what you're doing.
So you will not have corruption.
Wow. If we wanted to make a president out of Thebe,
First, the country will fall apart. Sorry. The country will fall apart. No, the country will fall apart. No, it's not going to happen. No, the other thing is to understand. Every single one of us, as I said earlier, has got a job on this earth.
Yes, that's true.
So if Thebe was meant to be president or presidential material,
yes,
Thebe would be on that path.
Yeah, that's true.
So every single one of us have to ask ourselves, what is my talent?
Yeah.
How can I use my talent to contribute to a better country?
The country, yeah.
So you look at yourself and you say, you don't cut hair. That's not what you do, by the way. You don't cut. Cutting the hair is just a means to the end.
Yeah.
The end that you have, Sheldon, the end that you have at Legends Baba, is to give men and women confidence to go out into the world and look up and walk tall.
Yeah.
That's what you give us.
Yes.
You don't cut hair.
Yes, that's true.
Hair is just a means to the end.
Just vitamins,
So when you cut my hair and I walk out tall, and people says, you look great.
Yes.
Thanks, Sheldon.
Wow.
That's what you do for us.
Yes.
We don't say, oh, no, because I had a haircut. No. No. The haircut gives me the confidence to walk out into the streets.
Wow.
You with me?
Thank you.
That's what we do. So I hope I must actually go check how you describe your business now.
Yes.
Whether you say you do the best haircuts, because we don't do best haircuts.
No, we don't do
at
best
Legends.
haircuts. No, we don't do best haircuts.
We give great confidence.
Yes, that's true.
For men to go and make
so
decisions that matter for their lives.
And I think that's
the
exactly what it is.
CEO who goes out to run a company.
Yes.
The young guy who goes out to hustle.
Yes.
The young professional goes to work.
Yes.
When you're done with them, they have the confidence. They take out one thing out of the equipment. I told you that we need to cut my hair sooner. I told you, right? Because I told you I'm beginning to look like a hobo.
Yeah.
So it means that when I said to you, I said, Sheldon, when are we cutting my hair?
Yes.
Because I look like somebody nobody can take serious now.
Yeah.
So now when you cut my hair, now I've got beautifully trimmed and all those things.
Yes.
When I go out into the world, so tomorrow I'm speaking about it at some function.
Yes.
So when I go there tomorrow and I stand there, you will not be focusing on my overlook.
Yeah, they'll be looking
They'll be now focusing on the content.
the content,
Because now you've removed that and you give me the confidence. You've removed that consciousness out of my thing. Because you know what, now when the hair's not done properly, and then you're like, oh, flip. I think they're probably focusing on my hair. They're probably focusing. So, Felicia Mabuza Sattle.
Yeah, I remember.
Remember Felicia? Because and she said something so beautiful to me. She says when she still lives in the US, but she says as a young student, she had an African American friend.
Yes.
And she says, we only had like $10 in our hands.
Yes.
Between us. And my friend said, like in the 70s now, let's go get haircuts. She's like, dude, says to a friend, we have $10.
Yeah.
We are hungry.
Yeah.
You want us to go get haircuts? And the friend says, nobody notices when you're hungry, but everybody notices when you're going to beg a haircut.
Wow.
That's the point about what we do here.
Wow.
Nobody, because if you agree with a bad haircut, they're not going to allow you through the door to be able to earn the $10 to go make more money.
Yes, that's true.
But when you arrive here with a perfectly coiffed, and you are well dressed, they look at you, they're like, that's the next CEO of the company. You with me?
How important is that, just for people to understand? Because I think most of the time we think about our stomach before we think about the goal at hand. Because in the short-term mindset that we can't be
short-termism, right? Yes. The sacrifice.
Yes.
Do you think those kids who are jumping the rivers with crocodiles coming out of Zimbabwe?
Yeah.
Let me give you a beautiful example of what the young Zimbabwean told me.
Yeah.
I said to this young Zimbabwean guy, you are crossing very dangerous rivers.
Yes, yes.
You could be eaten alive. You could drown there. And he said to me, here's the difference between us and you guys. You are thinking about the crocodile eating you, you drowning.
Yes.
I'm thinking about the Toyota Hilux I'm gonna bring back to my country.
Oof, 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 oof.
It is what Stephen Covey called begin with the end in mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he says, you are thinking about the crocodile eating you up.
Yes.
You are thinking about the short-term problem. So you can be hungry for a few minutes or an hour.
Yeah.
There are people, I read this morning that a human being can go up to 30, 50, 60 days hungry.
Yeah.
There are people who are hunger strikes in jail now.
Yeah.
In the UK and in South and everywhere else.
Yes.
On hunger strike.
Yeah.
The body will adjust.
The body will adjust to it,
But nobody will go that long.
Yeah.
But you must ask yourself the question, what is the end in mind? Because if you figure out that Toyota Hilux at the end,
yes,
that crocodile is mouth, you'll find a way.
You'll find a way
to
for
go
it.
through
Yes,
that
that's
river.
True. Oof, 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 oof.
You with me?
I'm with you.
I just thought it was the most beautiful thing I've learned.
That's so beautiful because now you understand that if somebody is willing to take the sacrifices and looking to the future and understanding what the future looks like, it basically thinks of, because it goes back to my story as well, starting on the stoop, just with the clip in the chair.
Yes.
And people look at it and
like, Shem, look at him on the stoop.
Look at this guy.
How can he make for 10 rand a haircut?
Yes.
How many 10 rands can he get?
They're not looking at the future in mind.
They don't think 85 salons.
Yeah. They don't
You with me?
future,
No, they are thinking the one salon, not salon even.
Yes.
They're thinking that kitchen scheme chair on a stoop. And those cheap silver clippers.
Yes, yes.
This guy's not going to go far in life.
Not go far in life.
But you know what? Which is what I was trying to say earlier. They don't know what you're made of.
Yeah.
They don't know where you are headed.
Yeah.
So now imagine if you made up your decisions based on Thebe who sees you on a stoop with a clipper and makes fun of you.
Yes, yes.
If you focus your life around that,
yes,
you're never going to go beyond the stoop.
Never go beyond that. That's true.
Because
That's
you are now focused on,
now you focus on
I'm a failure.
Yeah. Yeah.
This thing is not going to go and I'm wasting my time.
And it's already them speaking into you. And now you're asking yourself.
Yes, yes, yes.
And now you're asking yourself, is this it for me?
Yes.
Is that it for me? Because now my career is already predestined by somebody else. And I think most of the time we don't have that people that can speak into these young lives to say, guys, it's time for you to dream bigger. It's time for you to explore.
Have a goal in mind.
Yes.
Think about that Toyota Hilux I'm talking about.
Yes.
Not about the crocodile that's got his mouth open.
Yeah.
That's about to chow you.
Yeah.
It's only going to chow you if you tell it, I am ready meat.
Yeah.
But if you tell the crocodile, you are in my way. I'm going to get that Toyota Hilux. The truth of the matter is he was talking about stealing the Hilux, but that's not the problem. I said, you bloody thief. but nonetheless, it made sense. It made sense, the idea. So let's think about he wasn't going to steal the Hilux. Let's think about he was going to work for one.
It's good to work for one, yes. It's good to work for one. I wanted to say that.
I apologize. So you want to know what to do here?
I want to do the beard, yeah.
So I think I normally cut it up to here.
Yes.
Cut it out. I'm normally nicely around.
Yes.
And then I don't really trim it, but I try to trim it. I light trim. Light trim.
Okay.
I don't do funny things here. I just do this.
Okay. Just to take it over.
Yeah, and then here and make it lighter.
You want it a little shorter, yeah?
Yeah, shorter. Make it shorter. Yeah.
Okay. And where do you want it?
You can do shorter as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What?
I'm not to be quoted. It's just life is going to go live. Oh, shit, I am going to make
it. Looking back on your journey, I mean, like, I'm sure there must have been some major lessons that you can just take from it. What has been those lessons?
To me, the first and important lesson is maybe I take from how I was raised.
Yeah.
And the way I was raised is I was not put in a steel cage.
That's right.
They allowed me growing up to be whatever I wanted.
Yes.
So if you think about it, I did piano, I did football, I did athletics, I did chess, I did violin, I did choir, I did everything I did everything growing up.
Yes.
And and I was changing them as I go.
Yes.
I mean, I retired from football at 14. I was at I was at the top of my game. I was at the top of my game. I was never going to be better. So you must know your limits. So at 14, I figured this
is it.
Is world class.
Yeah.
You are now a Hall of Fame footballer.
And that was it.
That was it for me. So switch to other things.
Switch to other things.
So you must know, because all of us ultimately rise to the level of our incompetence.
Yes, that's true.
So when I reached the level of I said I could never go beyond this.
Yeah.
I don't care about other people who played for Bafana, who played for the World Cup. I'm just talking about how far I went.
Exactly. You know exactly. Yes.
And the way I was raised is wherever I reached my peak.
Yeah.
And I got off that peak to try something else. I was never questioned.
Wow.
They never said growing up, my mother never said growing up, hey man, tell me you're wasting our money. You're wasting our time. Allow me to, dude, I'm the guy who, at the age of 14, decided to get a job as a gardener. I didn't need to. My mother was a professional.
Yeah.
My grandmother looked after us enough up and Morocco for us to get around. Whatever we ate.
Yes.
But I decided on my own, I was like, let me just try and raise some money for myself. So I can get my own things.
Yeah.
They didn't say to us, hey man, Thebe, you can't be a gardener. People are going to talk. People are going to say maybe we are struggling. But I was a young kid, I was seeing other friends doing it. I was like, geez, that's how they raise money. Let me come figure it out.
Yeah.
But what it did, that job, working for white people, 7 Collars Road, I remember the place, working at Line Brothers, moving TVs and all those things, working at Skipper Bar as a young sales assistant, and every month and weekend I had money. What that did, it built in me the ability, independence, ability to, as they say now, hustle for my own game. Are you with me?
Yes.
So that's why I'm not a terribly dependent person.
Yeah.
I'm not a terribly entitled person, because I figured I'm entitled to my sweat.
That's true.
Not to somebody else's.
That's true.
I'm entitled to what I work for.
Yes.
But I'm not entitled to what other people are working for.
That's true.
So to me, the lesson there was growing up is the ability to pursue your own goals without worrying about what other people think. As long as I'm not committing murder and all those things. And I'm trying to...
And you're making means.
And making means for me to do. To me, that's what it is. Yeah. And even when I left South Africa to go study in the US, do you know, I was in my 3rd year at Wits, and I quit to go start university from scratch in the US. And they all looked at me and said to me,
what you doing?
Dude, you're about to finish.
Yeah,
why you do? And then I arrived there and I switched from accounting to marketing. But it was, again, me just doing my own thing. I was following my voice.
Yes.
We all have that inner voice. So to me, it's about working for your own things.
Yeah.
It's about knowing the level of your incompetence when you reach for the max of your incompetence, how far you can push, and where you need to now look at something else. But also it is about listening to your inner voice. The inner voice talks to you all the time. It talks, doesn't matter what we do outside in the streets. Do you know you always go home? Even you're married, right? You're married for like 10 years or something now. So you'll be married. But you still sleep alone.
Yes, that's true.
She could be right here,
right next to you,
holding you tight.
Yes.
But you still sleep alone.
Yes, that's true.
In your thoughts, in your dreams, in your worries.
Yes.
So if you knew that, then you must listen to yourself. Now, because now if you're...
That's where self-awareness comes in.
Correct, self-awareness. That's why now if you're sitting there and you're living a different life inside than the life outside, there'll be conflict and you're never going to achieve your goals.
Yes. And just thinking about it, that's a constant battle that young people also face.
Correct.
Because they're unable to find out what is their passion.
They know what it is.
They know what it is.
But they don't have the confidence to pursue it because the world outside has told them that's not the way to go.
That's not the way to go.
Come on, and who's the world outside? Your parents, your friends, your
Yes.
siblings, everybody else.
Yes.
Because all of them
Because
have got...
it didn't work for them.
Now all of a sudden it's not going to work for you.
It's not going to work for you.
Are you with me? So literally that's what it is. That's what it is you are busy listening to your mother,
Yes.
who has never done what you do.
Yeah.
And she wants to tell you what you cannot be in that. All that our parents owe us, by the way, and you owe your kids, all that our parents owe us is just that playground.
To be able
to play around with the toys,
yes.
to see which toy excites you,
yes.
which way it leads you.
Way it leads you, yes.
Not for them to tell you, you're a boy, you can't play with pink cars.
No.
Like, how do you know? The boy wants the pink car.
Yes. Yes.
Allow him to drive the pink car.
Yes.
The boy wants to play only with girls.
With girls.
Allow. Or the boy wants to play doctor.
Yes.
That's how we find out who we are.
That's how we find out, and we find exactly who the person was born to be, and that's where the calling comes out.
And that's why, I don't know this person, but I read about him.
Yes.
And he said he went to Wits University to study law.
Yes.
And they said to him, and he said he didn't want to do law.
Yes.
But his father said to him, in our family, we do law. All the firstborn boys are lawyers.
Oof.
They said to him, your grandfather was a lawyer. Ooh. Your father is a lawyer. Ooh. You will be a lawyer. And he says, but mom, I want to do drama. They're like, we don't do those things in his family.
Wow.
And he then went to Wits,
yes.
got his degree in law,
yes.
his LLB. He then gave it to his parents and says, here's your firstborn boy's law degree. I'm now going to do drama. Because your inner voice will always speak to you. It'll cause havoc.
Yeah,
it's very noisy.
That's true.
They say black people are noisy. Check your inner voice. It's more noisier than black people. It will talk with me.
It will tell you. It will tell you exactly where you need to go to.
For you.
It will tell you exactly what you need to do.
Look at yourself. You could have said, safety net, I'm working for a bank, a teller, call center, I'm doing all right, I'll be fine, I can pay for rent and all. But your voice says, that's not what I want to do.
Yes.
By the way, there's nothing wrong with any of those jobs.
There's nothing wrong, yeah.
Zero.
Yeah.
The question is, it's just not your job.
It's not just your job. Yes, that's true.
So that's how I look. I said, there's not, people say to me, for example, they say, oh, Thebe, you're so high profile, well networked, you've traveled the world.
Yes.
Why are you not doing these BE deals and becoming like a big BE billionaire? Yes. I'm like, niggas, there are people for that stuff.
There's people for that.
We can't all be doing that same thing.
No, we can't. There's no way possible.
So allow me to do nothing.
Yes.
But that works for me. So, and that's literally what it is. So.
Wait, can I just go over here quickly? Yeah. You just not mess up, and I'm like,
right.
Hey, and it comes out.
So you open a salon at St. John.
At St. Stephen's.
St. Stephen's.
Yes.
That is interesting. St. Stephen's, yes, I saw that.
Yes.
That is so cool. Because now you are saying to the young boys in that place, start looking after yourself from this age.
From the very young age. Yes, yes. And
start taking care of the small things. I love that, by the way, when I saw that.
Important. I mean, like, that for me was such a special project because you know what's so amazing is that if we can have the voices like the barbers, and like you said, it's like these barbers that's qualified, but they've gone through what the experience is and they know how to talk to the youngsters.
Yes.
And now you are nurturing the young talent.
Yes.
You're nurturing the young generation.
Yes.
And for me, I think that's exactly where it comes into play.
Yes.
Because you have people that's constantly speaking into. Imagine a kid comes from a bad exam test and is like, you know what, I just want to get the haircut. And he walks into space.
That's how he switches off.
That's how he switches off.
That's how he lifts himself up.
Yes.
That's how he says, I need something that's going to pep me up.
Yes.
Let me not look like my feelings.
Yes, let me not look like a figures. But let me be able to at least be able to be in a space that's uplifting. And it's what you say. It's like it's about uplifting. It's about encouraging.
Yeah, we can't look like our problems.
No, never.
Yes.
Never.
To me, and that's why I was saying that the business you're in is so important.
Yeah.
Especially if you constantly try and explain to people that, folks, we don't cut here.
Yes.
We don't cut hair here.
That's true.
If you're looking for a haircut, go somewhere else.
Yes.
We don't do haircuts at Legends.
Yeah.
We're in a confidence business.
Yes, that's true.
We're in a confidence business.
Yes.
We give you confidence to face the world.
To face the world. And once you're out there, you don't have to stress about anything.
Correct.
tell me the one thing that I admire about you, and I think like I always watch it, and wherever, like tomorrow as well, you're going to go speak. How did speaking come about for you? Because it's such a skill that I don't think any youngster. It's such a skill that any leader needs to attain. You understand? How did it come about?
You know, I think I've been speaking all my life. That's probably the statement of fact.
Yes.
Because, I was a prefect, I was in debates, I was in all those. So I've been speaking all my life.
Yes.
If you will.
Yes.
So I've never been afraid to stand in front of a crowd of 1, 2, 3, 10, 100, 10,000. That's never been a problem.
Yes.
But what I also then understood as I grow older is that the biggest confidence booster for anybody to be able to speak is to know their stuff.
Yes.
Is also to be authentic.
That's true.
Is to know this is the area I can speak about.
That's true.
But also the third important thing is to understand what the end goal of their speaking is. The impact of that speech on the person listening. So to me, those three things have been very empowering. So I'm not one of those guys who stand up and speak with a beautiful big accent and go rah, 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 and then get everybody else excited and all. I'm not that guy. I'm the guy who stands up and I maintain my authenticity. Some people think I'm funny. Some think I'm well-versed. Some think that, but they will always tell you the one thing. That dude is real.
Yes.
He is authentic. And he knows his stuff. And he sticks to his lane.
Sticks to his lane, yes.
So to me, that's what speaking is about. So anybody can speak.
Yes.
If you can pray, you can speak.
Yes.
So some people can speak here to some person they've never seen called G.O.D. And they pray for that person. So it means they can also stand and speak to somebody else. And speak. If you can speak to your children, to your friends, you can speak about it. But you know the lesson out of all those is if you're real, you're not putting up a show, and you speak about something that you know.
And the one thing that I love about you much more because I've watched a couple of speaking engagements, is that you take us on a journey, and that's like I think it's one of those skills of storytelling.
You know, thank you so much for that. And I'm always told that, I was on Stephen Ford just to open the year now.
Yes.
And he said the same thing to me. He says to me, Thebe, what we love about you is your storytelling.
Yes.
But remember, what is the great, how we connect to people? We connect to people through stories.
Stories, yes.
So what I learned for a long time, for over many years, is that in order for me to bridge, in order for me to connect with you, is to tell stories you can relate to.
That's true.
Stories that you can relate to. I mean, having said so, I used to teach many years ago at Wits. I taught consumer behavior at just in and out.
Yes.
And then Professor Sinclair, who founded brand leadership with me, may soul rest in peace. He says to me, Thebe, you're the only teacher who comes to university and gets a standing ovation.
Wow.
So now I'm excited. I'm thinking, you are killing it. And he says, the only problem is that your students all fail. I'm like, what do you mean, prof? He says, because you come into class and you tell them stories.
Yeah.
We test them on the ability to cram the book. I said, that is your problem, it's not my problem.
That's the problem.
I said, because when I was in varsity in graduate school, and I didn't understand economics well, and Professor Akhtar, an Indian guy, was amazing. He he'd explain the concepts in stories.
Yes.
And when he tests us, we respond in stories.
Wow.
Because a story is something we can relate to.
Can relate to. All of us can relate to. Yes.
So the problem with the universities now is they are testing people on their abilities to cram.
To cram, that's true.
And then when you ask them what is it they cram, they don't know what they cram. Because they spend the whole bloody night drinking Red Bull and Disprin and something else and to stay awake. So they mustn't, because if they close their eyes, they're going to forget everything. And they go straight from there, they go to the class to go regurgitate.
Yes.
They just go there and puke onto the paper and Afterwards, they've taken it all
they've
out.
taken it all out.
It's gone.
It's gone. It's gone. They can't remember it anymore.
No, remember what? It was just for the hour.
It was just for
the
that
paper.
time.
So,
And that's the
so
power
I'm
of stories.
I'm known for one thing.
Yes.
That if I'm going to stand in front of you, whether I'm giving a class, which I do,
Yes.
whether I'm giving a keynote, which I
Yes.
do, whether I'm explaining a client work and all those
Yes.
things, tell stories.
Wow.
The stories are powerful.
Wow.
Because we can relate to them,
Wow.
because people can connect to
Yes.
the essence of the story,
Yes.
to relate the concept.
Relate to the concept.
Are you with me?
Relate to the
But
concept.
I mean, so
exactly.
even when you explain to, when we're speaking about
Yes.
legends now,
Yes.
if you say to people, here at Legends, we don't cut hair, we create confidence. People are like, oh, okay, then they're going to regurgitate that.
Then it's finished.
But if you tell them the story I told you about Felicia,
Yes.
for
Yes.
example, about how the $10 story, how, it says, everybody can see when you're hungry, but nobody can see when you're hungry, but everybody can see when you're there. That's what the African Americans will call. Listen, so if you tell that story, and then they're like, shucks, you're right.
Yeah.
Now they understand.
Now they
It says, now you see what we do here
Now
at
you
Legends.
see, yes.
Is we are trying to avoid people being seen
That's true.
not to be in a good space.
Yes.
We're trying to give them the edge. Because when you walk in here hungry, I feel bad. I'm hungry, I'm looking for a job because I want to feed myself. Wrong place.
Wrong place. Yeah.
But if you walk in there, you're like, I'm the new chief executive.
Yes.
They're
I
like,
want to be the person.
that nigga the right nigga for this time.
Yes. That's
We want that guy.
We want this.
Are you with me? That's our guy.
That's our guy. That's our guy.
And if you think about some of the most successful people, what got them through the door is the confidence. So when I arrived in New York for my job interview, you can speak to my mentor.
Yeah.
First, I think I will not be wrong if I say I may have looked better than him as a student.
Serious.
There are pictures of me from varsity to go interview in New York.
Yes.
I'll find the pictures, I'll show you the pictures. I look better then than I probably do now.
Wow.
If you look at the pictures of my book, my first book, which is 30 years ago,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I think I still look better than most niggas today. Because I was well packaged at that time. Because I understood that how I present myself
That's important.
depends on the type of doors that will open for me.
Yes.
Because some doors will not open for you if you
Unless-
arrive in a certain way.
Yes, that's true.
Are you with
That's
me?
so true.
Lucky Dube used to be a gospel singer.
Yes.
And and they asked him, and then he switched from gospel to Rasta. He started growing his dreads, dressed a certain way.
Yes.
And they said to him, why did you switch? He says, I realized that the music of reggae connects with the people and lifts them. And so he says, my content and how I look helps to save some people.
Yes. You need to fit that image.
To fit that image. So you need to, I mean, that's why. So obviously, let's say when I went to New York, I looked the part that they were hiring for.
Yes.
They were hiring for Thebe of 2026.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when I arrived there, that's who they were hiring for.
That's who they were
So I needed to arrive
Yes.
with the future.
With the future in mind. And thinking about now. It's the same
So
story.
that's how you dress
That's how
up.
you dress up.
You don't
Yes.
dress up
No.
for, you don't show up with your problems on hand.
And yes.
You show up with the finished product that you're going to be
That you would be in the future.
in the future.
Wow. Wow. That's
So
powerful.
That's, to me, that's what
powerful.
it is.
No, that's powerful. I think from my side, I just want to say thank you very much for the role that you play. Thank you very much for such an inspiration and such a role model you are, not only to many young entrepreneurs and many that look up to you, but to myself as well, because I look up to you and you inspire me to do more. You inspire me to be the person that God has created me to be.
God has created. Well, and that's what I like about what you said, by the way.
Yes.
It's people always, when people bump into me, they always say, I want to be you. I said, you can never be me.
Yes.
I said, because God does not create duplicates.
Yes, God doesn't.
So you need to find your space and you be the best of it.
Be the best of it.
All that we are, Legend,
Yes.
or Sheldon, all that we are the evidence for everybody else coming after us that if we follow our path, we too will achieve our own greatness.
Yes. Yes. So in closing, in closing quickly, there's a question that every guest asks the next guest.
Yes.
But the previous guest that asked this particular question, he asked, how do you do it?
How do you do it?
And he didn't know that you were sitting on this chair right now.
I said, I think to me, how we do it is by standing firm on our truth.
Yeah.
By standing firm on our values.
Yes.
And by not waiting for anybody else to validate us.
Yeah.
By being understanding that we are enough.
Thank you.
We have everything it takes
Thank
to
you.
be that
Yes.
which we can be.
Yes.
To me, that's how you do it.
It's how, yeah. I love that. I love that. So if you can just pose a question to the next guest that will be sitting on this chair, we don't know who it's going to be, but if you can just pose a question to that person.
We don't know what the next guest will be. I can't believe that.
Yes.
I think to the next person who sits in this chair,
Yes.
you need to ask him an important question which I was asked when I was working on my upcoming journal. And they asked the question, what is it that you are leaving behind?
Oof.
Because we are always taking.
Taking, yes.
We are always taking. What is it that you are leaving behind?
Wow. Wow. Thank you. Thank you very much. And with that being said, thank you very much. Thank you.